Okay there, I've talked about doing some product reviews, and since then I've done one, and I realize it's a good thing that I'm not trying to be a social media influencer, because I'm not on here enough to really do any good at that. But I want to put some things out that might be helpful to other riders. Now, I ride in the Northwest. I ride in Washington State and Oregon and Idaho primarily, but mostly Washington State, and so it's real common for me to run into downed trees. In fact, it's uncommon to go on a ride and not run into a downed tree across the trail, something that you either have to go over, go under, find a way around, which is not the preferred method because it messes up some of the system around the trails. So the best option is to be able to cut the thing out of the way. I don't always carry a chainsaw with me. Once in a while I will. I don't really like to, it adds a lot of weight. But what I do have is this Oxbow hand chainsaw. My son got it for me a couple of years ago for Christmas. Now, unlike a folding saw, which I also have, this can be a two-man operation. I like that because you can have your partner, if you got somebody riding with you, you can have them help you, whereas the folding saw is just going to be a one-man operation until you get tired, then you hand it off. Two people can work this thing at the same time. It's 3 feet long. The chain itself is 3 feet long, with these straps that are probably another 6-7 inches by themselves. It folds up real nice into this little handy carrying case that you can throw in your pack. I've got mine in my pack, but it also does have a belt loop. So, you know, if you're hiking or doing something other than riding, or you happen to have a belt, you can run it through the belt loop and hook it on there. I would rate this thing on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate it probably a 6, 6.5. Again, the pluses are, like say, boy, it folds up and it's real small, it's light, and it can be a two-man job. It's also fast. I've cut, say, 8-inch diameter stuff pretty easily, pretty quick. The downside is if whatever you're cutting is not off the ground by about 2 feet, you're going to be very limited, and you're not going to want to try and cut underneath it, you know, in an upward motion, because, you know, gravity is going to make the thing come down and pinch on it. It actually seems to be harder to get these unstuck than a folding saw. Folding saw is going to be a little bit more narrow, thinner. The blade itself will be thinner, and so it's actually easier to get those unstuck. You know what? I've got a fence post sitting over here that I've got set up to give kind of a demonstration. Okay, I got a fence post about 3.5 inch in diameter. They call it 4 inch, but you know how that goes. Now this is a dried and seasoned post, so it's a little bit harder than you know, tree you're going to find out there down. But let's just see how this goes. These straps, sometimes straps a little bit long, so I just hold on to the chain. Makes it a little bit rough, but let's just watch. Now I could keep going and cut through it, but to be honest, I'm getting a little bit tired. Here's the deal. It works pretty good. Folding saw, probably a little bit easier unless you've got somebody with you. And honestly, I don't know how long this thing's gonna stay sharp, but I imagine you just sharpen it the same way you would a chainsaw. And what might be helpful, maybe I'll try it. Make chainsaw noises. That might make it feel like it's going faster. Let me just try that one out. Ding, 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 ding. didn't really actually help. In fact, made me feel kind of silly. So maybe you don't want to do that. Anyway, again, the Oxbow hand chainsaw, small, compact, actually works pretty well, especially with 2 people, and elevated, so you can get under it. I don't know. I would have one. I would keep one, but I would probably want to sharpen it on a regular basis. All right, check it out. I think my son got it from Rocky Mountain. It's probably available in other places, probably other brands. All right, let me know what you think.